Hi everybody, it's Thursday morning. I didn't get down to the allotment yesterday because I took the wife out instead. Anyhow, job to get done today is the onions. I'm busy preparing the ground, putting the cover on, which I'll show you next exactly what I've done. Then it'll be time to put the two lots of onions in. So I've got Japanese onions, I've also got some red onions. Now these are just from Wilkinson's, so there's 100 there, that'll do me. I'll put them in, see what becomes of them. I've still got plenty of garlic and all to put in as well, so I'll have to find somewhere to put that, but for the meantime today is the onions. So I'll go and take it outside to show you what I've done for a cover in the ground, and see if this works basically. So I'll show you down there now. So as you can see, the way this ground was already prepared in any case, it's got some pigeon manure on, so therefore no need to lime. Loads of pigeon manure. Now the pigeon manure was well rotted down. It was about 6 to 8 months old, so there was no need to it's because too fresh manure, it can burn the plants. So anyhow, what I've got here, this here, I've had a few people asking, is swimming pool cover. So I got this from a local company that basically these are all just, you get rolls. So I've got rolls like this, and that is just it's not usable, so they just put it to one side and I can go up and take it away for however much I need it. Sometimes I charge it, sometimes I don't, it just depends. But anyhow, what I've done here is how I make the cuttings for the holes. I've been asked as well, so I'll turn you around so you can see the holes on there. Now how these are done, basically I'll show you these ones first. So what I've done here for the onions, I'm going to do them in rows. So all I've done, as you can see, I've got a piece of scaffold board. All I've done is grabbed my Stanley knife, put it down the side and just went in and just nice line all the way down. And once that's done, for space and wise, because I think this is about 4 to 5 inches wide, all I've done is just scooped it over, missed one, there we go, next one, all the way down to the bottom, all the way down to the top. Then just get a smaller piece across the top and just score across the tops there. So then that leaves us with some nice rows with cover down the sides for any weeds and things. I've also got them pegged down here with some pins, some metal pins. Now these metal pins are cut from the big fences, the Hennessy, I think it's called Hennessy fences. I haven't got any. The safety, you know, the big safety fences. In any case, them things there. So they're about, you can get them about £10 each or something like that if you know somebody. I've got two down there which are used for windbreaks. Now they've just been all the wiring has just been snipped out and cut up to be used for pins. You can use any kind of stainless steel, but anyhow, that's how I've got these done. So I just need to lift these up now, and they're ready for planting 6 inches apart for the bulbs on the top, which I'll do in a second. Now when it comes to the holes, what I do is plant pot, spin it round, and I just go from, get my Stanley knife once again, and just hold the top and don't go all the way around, just all the way around there till I get, and just leave a little section on the top here, a little flap, pull it over, and once again pin it in or pull it down depending on what you want to do for spacing. So that's how they're done. So I'm going to get cracked on with this now. I'm going to pull the rest of these off and I'm going to start setting away the outdoor onions. Okay, well, right, it's starting to rain here, so I'm going to be as quick as I can. I've already done, because I'm putting half of them in the ground and half of them in pots to start them off. So I've already got the white ones in, so I'm now going to move on to the reds. Now I have sorted these out, so the bigger ones are outside. I may have to go buy some more because the ones that were left are pretty small and pitiful. I want nice strong bulbs to go in, there's a better chance. So what I'm doing is I'm planting these out, as you can see here, the tiny little bulb, where the roots come out the bottom. Of course, that's why you'd be wanting to place them into the ground. So I'm marking it from the last bulb, probably about 4 to 5 inches, and I'm just pressing them into the soil just so they're about halfway down. And I'll carry on doing this all the way down here. So I'll get the next one, mark it up, plant it. Next one, mark it up, plant it. Next one. So they're in a straight line, straight as you can get, straight as I can get them. And I'll carry on doing this all the way till I get to the bottom, and the bottom of these, and the bottom of these. Then once that's all done, I'll go inside and I'll pot the ones that's left up into pots. So let me get on with this, and I'll see you back inside. Well, heavens have started to open up here in the northeast. It's pouring down with rain. It's getting a bit nippy as well, and I totally forgot, since it's past the 1st of October, we can now start to have fires. So I've come into the top greenhouse, like I said I was going to do. I've got these onions to set away indoors. Now I am going to get some more, because these ones here are on the small side. So basically, anyhow, so I've got fire going, cleaned that off, cleaned it out, put it on. I am going to be changing this fire over, but keep an eye out for that. I've got 20 cell seed trays here. I've got my onions, and I've also got something else to show you inside here as well, but let's get these onions in. So all I'm going to do is exactly the same as what I did with the garlic. Is I've got my red sets here. I mean, what I've done is I've picked the largest bulbs out of the packet to make sure that they're all nice and solid. None of them are soft and manky or horrible, as like you say. As you can tell, they're just tiny, them, absolutely tiny. But they'll get their chance in the garden in any case. No point in wasting them. So all I'm doing, you can see, like I mentioned before, the root end there. So you can either start these off as seeds or bulbuses, which are these. The sets, sorry. These sets are easier because all they do is just pop them in and they're ready to go. You can either put them straight outside in the ground, or you can put them into, you can start them off indoors, which I'm doing half and half to see if there's any difference. So all I'm doing is getting the bottom. I've got some moist compost here. I tell a lie, I haven't. Let me just get my water filled up and I'll come back. 2 seconds. Well, 2 seconds turned into a couple of minutes because I forgot to press record on my camera, so I'm ending up talking to myself. Anyhow, I'm getting these sets in. So what I was going to tell you is, when I was setting them up, what I was saying to myself anyways, was the bottom of these sets here. So you can see the sets, these are the smaller ones. They've got the root base, the root plate at one end, and obviously where the shoot comes up at the top, it's the root plate that you want to be putting into the compost. So this compost here is damp. I have soaked it with some water, just moistened the top. These will stay indoors in here to get started off. And this is the whole experiment, is to see if starting them off indoors gives a better yield, better onion at the end of the year as well. Same with the garlic as well. So I've got these are 20 cell seed trays. I've just put all of them in. I've even doubled some up because it doesn't really make a difference when it comes to the yield. If I've got space, put them in. So these are going to go next door next to the garlic, and that's these done. So I've got one more thing to show you before I need to shoot off for work. Well, 2 more things in any case. I bought out and I bought some more garlic because I'm crazy. Not that I've got enough. I've got over 300 cloves altogether with 2 different varieties. But I picked some more Germadorp, and I picked 2 packs of Germadorp, some Casablanca, and another variety as well. But to be honest, I've not needed them. I've got too many cloves. So what I've done is I've given some to Dave from Dave's Allotment. I went up last night and seen him. That's Blue Star Dave on YouTube. I went up and seen him last night, took the kids up, had a good chat, and that started getting dark, I had to go home. And I left him with about 50 cloves of white Cristo from my own saved garlic itself. So he's got plenty to go off, because apart from last year, he's never been able to grow garlic in 15 years. Until he started them off in pots and put them into the ground from there. So he was very successful. So I was very chuffed for him actually. But I've had plenty of garlic, and I've still got some more. So I've actually got some Germadorp, which is this garlic here, to put in from last year, which is actually here. So that's the stuff there. So I've got my own saved seed to put in, and I've also got some fresh seed just in case. So I wasn't too sure if this Germadorp had rotted away or not. So I've got these to do, so I'm going to pop these up before I need to go to work. So I've got my own white Cristo, and I've also got some the Germadorp. to pot up, so I'll get them sorted out. Last but not least, the giant peppers that I had in the 9-litre air pots. Now, I didn't realise the peppers as well were succumbed to like blossom end rot, and that's been the case. So regular watering and things like that in the air pots have caused the peppers to, they're big peppers, but they've caused like rotten on the side of the peppers. I've been able to save a few. Been able to save this one here. So I've got that one there, which is alright, there's nothing on it. So I've got that one saved, luckily. But I have had a lot of issues with these. Now these are all off just 2 plants. I just picked them all off before I moved them into the polytunnel, because I needed a space to sort the back end out as well. So as you can see, this is starting to ripen off, and it's got rotten on. So it's this which I believe this is blossom end rot, I'm not too sure, but anyhow, this is where it's starting to rot off. So you can see it's all okay on one side, then come to the other side and it's starting to rot away. Same with this section here. But you can see there's some nice peppers on here. So if I manage to save a couple, as long as I keep them watered now, I will save the seed for next year as well. Because these are some nice big peppers. I don't know if they're the same size as the California Wonder peppers, but that's in the middle greenhouse. But they're nice peppers all nonetheless. But these here will be going on the compost heap. That one I'll be saving, but that's that. So another lesson learned as well. But if it's not blossom end rot, by all means feel free to tell me what it is if you know what it is. Put it in the comments below, and I'll reply back to you when I get a chance. So I'm going to get this garlic sorted out, then I'm going to shoot off black to show you the back end here as well. Oh, toasty. Right, so in the back here, I've got the garlic, medium, and the large cloves from last week. I've got some elephant garlic, which I've actually just top dressed with some fresh compost. I've actually pulled them out, pulled the cloves out to see if they were starting to root, and they are. I've got the white and the Japanese onions and the red onions as well on here. Now, if I go into here and have a look at the garlic that was put in last week, if I just gently coax one up, you can see at the bottom there, starting to root, which is fantastic. It's exactly what you want to see. Some of these were actually pushing the garlic cloves up, so that's the reason why you kind of sort of bury them as well, so they stay down. So I've cleared this bench off. Yeah, I'm going to remove this section here. I'm going to remove that so I can get it in nice and easy. Bench on either side sorted. I mean, this is great for bench space, but to be quite honest, it's more in the way. So that's what's going to happen with that. Fresh apples from the apple tree. I do need to pull everything off because it is forecast to be stormy over the weekend. Move across, and this was the yellow bush chrysanth, the mother plant that had come. It basically has come off, it's fallen off, so I just put it some compost. Where there's a will, there's a way. And as you can see on the bottom there, we've got some roots on there, so that's been saved. I'm starting to get a bit of colour on, so I'll save that as well. Strawberries at the top, so these are all my strawberries, ready to go into baskets. I've got the Sweet William there, which I need to pot on before I lose them, because the ones that I've potted on are here. And as you can see the difference in colour, and they're starting to develop some nice plants in them. I'm still in two minds what to do with them, whether I leave them in these pots and just pot them out or separate them all. You, once again, if you tell us what you reckon I should do, that'd be fantastic. It's all new to me with the Sweet William. I've got one of my Grandad Dave's pot leeks in here. Just I'm over winter in this, and giving it a spray every now and then. I'm going to look after this one. It's just once again as an experiment to see what we can do over the winter. And I actually set this onion away a little while ago. I think it was about 3 weeks ago. As you can see, it's starting to sprout on the top there. Way too early, but nevertheless, that's starting to rot there. In any case, on the bottom, by the looks of things, water trapped into the side of it. I don't know. I'll just leave it, see what happens. I've got my sweet pea seed on here as well that I've saved from outside. Grandad Dave had been in and kept some, so I've got plenty to go from there to see if it germinates. I've got loads in that little pot as well at the back. But yeah, but this makes spicy salad leaves as well. I can take them, But I've had a bit of a nightmare with the Cape Gooseberry. Absolutely tons of fruit on there. Unfortunately, I left it in the polytunnel and I hadn't been down for a few days and I hadn't been watered. It wasn't part of the watering, which I asked my granddad to do if I wasn't able to come down, and it's been missed. So I'm going to try and revive this plant back again, even if it means taking it home. Lavender cuttings at the back. There's still no sign of any root, but I'm in no rush for them. They're well moist, they've got plenty of moisture, so they'll be getting left in there. So that's me all sorted and done for today. I have also done all my garlic here. I've got my white Cristo, I've got the Germador all potted up as well. I've got white elephant garlic that I had from last year's in. All of the onions and garlic are now in. That's them sorted out. Plans for tomorrow are I need to remove the cover for the polytunnel. The polytunnel cover is getting removed tomorrow because we've got some gale force winds coming, and I need to sort the structure out, so I'm at risk of losing the tunnel. I can also see a hole that has been made in the tunnel skin itself because of the structure itself from when I've made quick fixes. So the best thing is off, the whole cover's coming off. I'll sort the tunnel out itself over the winter and get the skin and everything back on again. But I need to get it done tomorrow morning, or I'm going to, because like I say, there's forecast really heavy winds, so I need to get that off before it causes any more damage. But that's the plan for tomorrow. As of today, I'm finished for today. I'm going home, so see you tomorrow. Okay, it's Friday morning. I've got the lovely Mrs. Lost the Plot down with a fresh new bob. Proper windswept. We've been down for about an hour now, and I've gotten the polytunnel cover removed. I'll show you the state that the polytunnel's in. It does need some structural reinforcement done over the winter, then I can get the cover put back on. But I'm pleased I managed to get it done before the wind started coming through. So I'll show you outside the state of the place.
Nice and warm in there. Right, well, back to square one. So I've taken the polytunnel cover off, and you can see by the hoops just the state it's in, full stop. This beam here, it pierced the skin on the outside. Now, wish I'd taken notice from when I was told to do so. I thought that the structure was sound when I put the cover on. I put the cross beams in and things. It wasn't. So I've got two options to do now with the tunnel. Obviously I need to get everything pulled out of here. So these will be going with Little Kyle next week. The 3 leeks that's left in, they'll be going with Little Kyle for his harvest festival. Everything else will be getting pulled out, tidied up and sorted out. I need some new mesh for the outside, and I need some more long lengths. Either get some long lengths of pole and do all the way around as solid as possible, getting all the hoops at the right height. Then put the tunnel back on, everything sorted out. So I'll put some more cross beams and things in as well. Or alternatively, just remove the hoops. I've got the frame at the back, the frame at the front, and just build a square frame around. So with an angle coming off that side, so the water runs off, and have it like that. I don't know. I'm in two minds what to do with it. But that's the state of play at the moment. Everything in here will be getting pulled out. As you can hear, the winds are starting to get really bad now, so that's pretty much us done for the day. I will be coming down tomorrow morning to remove the apples on the apple tree with the girls. It's going to be very windy, and I've just got tidying up to do. That's all I've got to do, tidying up. I've got to get the bed sorted out. I've got to get them beds sorted out. I've got my greenhouse to sort out at home for the onions and the leeks and things like that. It's all to start again. But I'm liking these peacock orchids. They're all coming up now as well. I just hope that they don't get damaged. But yeah, lots of tidying up to do, get sorted out, see what happens tomorrow morning. But we're done for today. That's a job, one task. I'm back to work now, so I'm going to shoot off back home, have some lunch, then go to work. Come back over tomorrow morning, like I said, to take the apples from the tree and prep them, and I'll show you how to prep the apples for storage over winter, and also the pears as well. So I'll see you tomorrow morning. Me and the girls are down. It's now Saturday morning. I'm once again at work today, so we're only going to be able to get the apples off the trees today. So I've brought the little helpers. We've got Sky, and we've also got Mrs. Lost the Plot Jr. here with our fresh new haircut, Elizabeth. Only way I can tell these two apart now is because this one's missing a front tooth. Right, we're going to get these apples taken off the tree. I'll take a few videos of them doing it, then we're going to show you how to store them. Okay, so we're going to get cracked on now. So what the two girls are doing,
they are picking up all the tree apples off the tree, not the ones that's fallen on the floor, the ones that's still on the tree, because they are the ones that's going to store better, because the ones that have fallen onto the ground have potentially been bruised. So what we're going to do is we're going to separate them off so we can store the ones that were taken from the tree. They should last longer than the ones that were on the bottom. The ones that are on the bottom that are still sound to eat, we can eat them or we can make whatever we want with them. So the girls are continuing on with this at the moment with the apples. Then we'll collect the ones off the floor and show what to do to keep them stored over the coming months as well. Right, so that is the apples and everything brought in. So we've got 2 full mushroom trays full of apples. Now first of all I'll mention the reason. Back of course a while ago I snipped the trees down to make sure it was manageable height to be able to get the apples from standing up. That's the reason why, because if you leave them to grow high, then you're not going to be able to reach the apples that's at the top of the tree. Another thing that I did as well is I limited the amount of apples per bunch to 2, 3 in some cases, and the benefit of doing that is you can see here this one was part of 2, this one was 3. You can see the size difference from between them 2. So it's always recommended to limit the amount of bunches on the tree to between 2 to 3 per bunch. So what we're going to do now is the girls are going to show you how to store the apples and what to look out for as well. So I'll leave you with the girls here. I'll stay here as well just to make sure they're giving you the correct information. So the girls do enjoy doing this every year, don't you girls?
Yeah.
Right, so stop there for a second then you can tell everybody what you're doing. So, what do you need to look out for to begin with when you're storing an apple?
You need to look out for dirt or damage. So like this one, you've got a bit of damage there.
Can't see, right, no. Got a bit of damage there, right?
So we cannot use it because we're looking for the good ones, like...
So we'll put that one to one side.
Juicy ones! These big. Juicy This one's big and it's got no damage on. So what you do is you get your newspaper, not too much.
And you take the top off there because you can't... I don't want to take the full stem off. So I just need to get my Stanley knife, or some dead-headed scissors or something. And what I'm going to do is leave a bit of the stem on.
Take some of it off.
Take a bit of stem off. There we go. So you need to wait for them to dry to begin with. Then what do you do, girls?
And then you put it inside your newspaper and like the extra piece of the newspaper, which we've got here. And you wrap it up. Just like so. And then because like if this apple's still a bit damp, then the dampness will go on the paper towel and that's how you dry them out. And you put it on the newspaper.
So just to reiterate what Sky was saying, you start off with, you need to leave the apples to dry because of course it's been raining outside. You need to dry them off, make sure they're fully dry before we put them anywhere, because if that moisture gets into any cracks or crevices on that apple that you've missed, it will rot them, and once one rots, the rest of them start rotting in as well, so to keep them for long storage. So these ones here is, we're going to do a couple just to show you what to do, but we're going to leave these to dry in the greenhouse here as well. So basically what you do is you get a tray, what we've got here, you line it with some newspaper, then you get your apple, like Elizabeth and Sky was saying, you get your apple, make sure it's dry, wrap it up into a piece of newspaper. You can do a couple if you want, a couple of wraps, and just line them up next to each other in a tray, and that's that sorted. If you have a deeper tray, what you can do is you can get some bedding, some hamster bedding or something like that, like the stuff that I use to dry the onions off. So you can put that on the top and create a layer just to keep the moisture down as well. And once that's done, you store these in a nice, cool, dark place and you check them once a month. So we're just going to leave these at the moment because we've got the ones on the floor to pick up. We're going to go through these to see if there's any damaged ones, put them to one side, then when we come down again, possibly on Monday or whenever, we'll come back down when these are dry, we'll be able to know exactly which ones to store for the long term, which ones need to be used in the short term, and then we can use them. Alright, so Elizabeth, nobody's ever been able to see you throughout this pot, so do you want to come and say hello, just to show you there? There she is! Right, we're going to go and pick the apples off the floor now, then we're going to get the pears. So let's go outside, girls.
Bye! Bye!
So once we've done the ones off the floor, the apples off the floor, we're going to do the pears. The pears are exactly the same. If there's any on the tree, we'll keep them, they'll store for the longest. They do take a little while to ripen off, so they are hard at the moment. So I like to have them when they're a bit softer, so they can take up a couple of months. We might do anyways, but to soften off. So we're going to get sorted with this and get this done, because to be honest, I haven't got much time at the moment, so we want to get cracked on now. Okay, that is everything sorted for the pears and the apples. The pears have been, as I expected, really bad. I've only managed to get 5 pears this year, as you can see here. Now, they have been, looks like they've been damaged or scabbed or something as well. I had a bad year with pears because of the disease that the pears had when they were first setting. A lot of pears dropped off as well. But the apples, very happy with apples. There's a little less, there's less here than there was last year, but I did do a lot of hard chopping back. I think it was the spring pruning as well, or last winter pruning, sorry. The state of this miserable face here. Smile, will you?
I'm upset about the pears.
Oh, don't worry, it's fine. It's not something we need to worry
Kyle
about.
loves apples, so
we'll give them to Kyle. I'd normally make cider with my apples, but this year I'm not going to do so, because these apples are probably not the best ones for cider. So, but I have got them stored, so if I do change my mind, I can always do it later on in the year. As of this moment, that's everything. We're going to store these another day, like I said. The ones that were on the floor, that's how many were on the floor. These ones will be getting looked at once they dry off. I'm going to put the paper on them, get the paper to soak up all the water and the moisture, and covered with paper as well.
Yay, paper.
Everything's going to get covered with paper, except from the girls. The girls aren't going to get covered with paper.
What about you, Dad? What about the fans?
There, I can dry off now.
Cover the fans, cover the fans.
Cover them as well. There you go, that's them covered as well. Right, silliness over. New one that I've lost the plot. Time to get sorted out. So the garlic's been done this week, the onion's been done this week. Half of them started off in the ground, half of them started off in pots. What else we're getting done, sorted out? The apples have come off the trees. The pears have come off the trees. We just need to let them dry to store. It's been a very busy week of work this week. 6 out of 7 days this week I've been at work, so I've not been able to get everything sorted out, but I wanted to do so. The polytunnel cover I've taken off as a precaution. I am going to get some lats, full length lats, and make sure that the arch is fully secured and the structure is sound before I put the cover back on a warm day. Might not be able to put that back on until next spring, depending on the weather we'll have. If we do have a hot day, I might be able to get back on. Don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Other than that, I've got lots of, like, I've already said, I've got lots to tidy up. Everything that I've done this year needs to be tidied away. The greenhouse needs sorting at home. I'm thinking I'm doing some things. Girls, 2 seconds there. I'm thinking I'm doing some things a lot more difficult than I should be. Like, for example, the grow room at home. It's a semi-permanent. It's a pretty much permanent structure over there now, and I don't want it to be permanent. So I'm in 2 minds whether to take that down and just purchase a little grow tent, which I'll be able to put in the greenhouse, or I'm even contemplating buying a shed and just putting it in the back garden. But I need to pull my finger out, the proverbial, basically, to get stuff sorted out. But we will see. I am starting to fall a bit behind from last year, but I will get caught up as soon as I get a few days off and get sorted out. But as of this week, we won't be at the garden tomorrow, so this is all that we're getting done this week. So thanks for everybody for watching, and everybody for liking, and everybody for subscribing, and everybody for their comments.
Subscribe and share. Bye.
So that's us off. So I shall see you next week. See what else we can get sorted out and done. So,
and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. No.
They know what they're doing.
No.
What else is it you say you got to do?
You've got to
like, subscribe, and click the what?
Notification bell on, so you know when we post a new video.
You know more about it than me. Right, so see you next time. Watch what you're doing, and goodbye.
Bye. Bye.